morning or afternoon or night. Today we're in the Viggen. This is one of the campaign missions. Our mission is, if I can get this map to show it, it's a bit clumsy, is to nail a... Okay, I'm going to use the F10. Sorry about that. Our mission is to nail a bridge, which is right here near Novi Afon. And it's a pretty small bridge, but it's critical. It's a highway that's letting troops come down from Gdar and Sochi to reinforce what Russia's just recently invaded and taken, which is Sukhumi Air Base. So, where did you go? There we are. One thing I noticed when I looked at the satellite view before, and actually it's there in the briefing pictures too, is there's two really distinct rock formations nearby this target. So if we get lost, when we pull up, and that's what I'll be doing, a pull-up attack, if we get disorientated and things aren't where I want them to be, I can use these rocks as guidance. There's not too many around, so they're pretty reliable. We could use this little lake here as a reference point too, but not this time. So the way we're going to fly this mission, we will get the flight plan up. One sec. There we go. So I'm probably just going to reference waypoint 2 and just stay low and rock it. What's that? That's not good. Those are Russian letters, aren't they? This will be fine. They're probably not coming for us. So we're going to cross the Nguri River here, basically hug the terrain, staying low. There'll be all kinds of firepower near Okamchira, because that's where they landed. And probably around Sukhumi as well. Roll in. We're going to pop up. We're going to climb up really high and drop down and rocket this bridge to pieces with our 4 ARAAF pods, and then take it home without dying. Anyway, what's happening? Let's get our jet warmed up. Close the canopy because you guys are loud. Data cartridge in. Throttle in and starter. And that's basically the startup. That's most of what we have to do. Jet's going to start up. The computer will warm up too. Arm the seat in case we need that. Hopefully we won't. Oxygen's on. Lights I'll leave off because CBF.
All stations, Stingray. Incoming cruise missile. ETA 5 minutes. Evacuate Kobilete Air Base immediately.
Well, that's not good. Those F5s are going to slow me down, I reckon. Cheeky taxiway takeoff? I think it's time for one. No, it made stuff up with the compass. Yeah, so the Viggen aligns its compass by having a known heading, and then we take off and the jet's motion is sensed, and that's how it picks up a compass alignment. We'll get the computer on, and then we'll just probably find a way to skip ahead of those F5s if we can. Got a bit of a cough today, so sorry if that comes through. 9099 and Elsku. And our computer now has the waypoints, has the data cartridge loaded up. Turn that off, clear these, switch to attack, and the rest I'll do in flight. Switching to nav, that's done. Let's go. Everyone's running away from this thing.
Springfield 1-1. Copy ready? Clear.
Yeah. I think it's not time for towers. I think it's time for us to run screaming away from this place before the missiles land. It does give us a question though, where are we going to land? Let's see if I can take off here. That was those F5s a moment ago. I don't want to get in front of him. I'll wait for this F5 to go. What do we think? Yeah, I can get ahead of that other one. So we've got one F5 there. And he's... Yeah, I'll skip in. I'm a Viggen, I'm faster. You watch this. Got the full blower on, but I have an RM8, which means I'm going to be faster. Reference compass is aligned. And 270, rotate. Yeah, it's a rough takeoff. Let's clear the runway heading. Alright. Skipping waypoint that. Let's go straight to waypoint 3 and get this done. So I'm not sure where we're going to land. The briefing does mention our alternates being Batumi, which is south of here, back down there, or Tbilisi. Tbilisi is a long way away, so I'm going to guess if we come back to a burned out runway. Leave it to me. So for now I'm just in maximum dry thrust. I'm not using the afterburner. Still pretty quick, but the Viggen really likes using its burner. We've got 3 stages. 1, 2, 3. 1 is not a bad way to fly and pick up speed and just cruise towards somewhere. 2 is, you know, almost never used, at least by me. And 3 is if you just want to leave everything behind you. And nothing catches a Viggen down low. Now, I've just silenced that radar warning receiver, so I've got to keep an eye on those lights, whilst also trying to avoid trees. Keeping it low here, because whatever shot those cruise missiles could be looking for me as well, so... let's, and it's fun. Alright, oh, that's a power line, let's not hit him. These dark forests, particularly on an overcast day, really easy to fall in amongst those trees. So I'm just going to hold on top of them. So, attack, series, yep, okay. So we're going to switch this to attack, which is what you use for most weapons, unless they're specially dropped, like bombs. This doesn't really matter so much, but we're in series. So when I pull this trigger, all of our rockets are going to fire. And these ARACs, they're pretty big. They're closer to a Zuni class rocket than, you know, your Havars or your Hydras. So they pack a real wallop. And for felling bridges, they're pretty good. I find them more reliable than the bombs, which are just 1 kilo bombs. Alright. As you can see, steady as a rock down low. I mean, I'm at 0.72 Mach, which is quick, particularly down this low. But we can certainly go faster if we want to, and we will. But with a longer flight home, I'm going to try and minimize my fuel usage here, so I've got it later on. I'm going to uncap. Yeah, I've got them uncapped. So these are your jettison switches. I've got them bound to my HOTAS. Because the last thing you want to do is be looking for switches like that, hidden under shells when you're dodging things. Let's skip that mountain there, I think. We'll try and cut the line of sight as best we can. And I mean, we've actually bypassed a couple of waypoints already. We're already on waypoint 3, so we've got plenty of time. We could even check our time. Oh, that's a power line there. Yeah, let's just focus on the flying. You can learn a surprising amount of Swedish flying the Viggen. My favourite, for example, is, if I can get it to come on. Yeah. So that light there, AFK, is our Automatisk Fart Controller, which is our automatic thrust controller. Turns out the word thrust in Swedish is fart. It's a good thing I'm not immature and find that funny and giggle about it. But yeah, won't use it here. But actually, if you're not overloaded, try and avoid using it at all, because it's pretty good, but there's still a delay, and I prefer to keep control, particularly on landing on roads and stuff. What you save in mental processing, you lose in stability. Now this city, whoever's in this apartment is going to get a real shock for a second. Hello! So I'm guessing this is Potty. Let's try not to hit these cranes. Latest patch caused them to kind of float up a little bit higher, but yeah, we'll just keep an eye out for them. Alright, so that hill there, that's the hill near Gali. And that river along here, which is just sort of bleeding through now, that must be the Inguri River. Some random guy in a truck. Alright. I think it's time to crack into burner 1, just to get our speed up a little bit. And I'm going to switch our RWR back on because I don't want to miss something. So apologies if it's annoying, but we kind of need it. There we go. This is the lake behind Gali, so Gali is on the other side of this mountain. .30 from 8.4. Now I could set a pop-up, but our target's pretty small, and I'm just kind of do it manually. But yeah, that's probably our AWACS there, just saturating the airspace. Some traces off to our left there, could be shipping. We're north enough for that to be a factor. And momentarily dropping down like this is good. You can crack locks from radar guided missiles doing it this way, and if there is a guy with a Stinger or Igla manpad behind a hill, well, it makes it a little bit harder for him to track you. Oh, this is our altitude here, in meters. Not that I really read it. Okay. We're forced to go a bit higher here. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, look at that. That's a ship. Oh, tree there. Okay, that's our timer. It's saying we're almost at the next waypoint. It's going to flick past us in a moment. We'll go to waypoint 5. And pop. Waypoint 5 selected. So what's good about this is if I switch down to ANF, which I've got bound, I should see a little circle somewhere through here. There it is. That's my target. Now I want to be offset slightly. If I go straight ahead, I have to sort of push down through my nose and I lose sight of the target. And also it's a bit flatter and less accurate. My hope is to get it nice and close, pop right up, roll over, and rocket it, using those rocks as a reference point from before. Now last time I did this, I popped way too early, and found that I was too flat in my attack. So I'm going to pop at, well, it'll be 5Ks once the scale drops down to kilometers. Another fun fact, when it says mil here, or miles, it doesn't actually mean miles, it means Swedish miles, which is basically 10 kilometers, which is not a decimeter, it would be a... anyway, 10 kilometers. I'm not sure why it was done that way, but it can be quite confusing. See, we're getting height here. I'd rather be down there, really, but should be right. Yeah, that's not a good sound. That sounds kind of high frequency, like a phased array radar. Let's rip through here. Not yet, not yet. System off. Computer thinks I'm about to drop a bomb or fire rockets, but I'm not. Fuel's pretty good. We could probably drop that tank, but oh yeah, let's do that now. Probably want to keep it if we can. It's a pretty desperate sort of war. Okay, approaching 40 Ks. Once we do, it'll flick back down to kilometers. You'll see it down here. I won't, because I'm going to fly. Yep, there we go. So doing a cool Mach 0.8 on the deck. Can go faster, but oh well, I'll show you faster once I drop these. An old castle. Beautiful. Alright. More SAM's tracking us now. Let's get a bit lower and make it harder for them to track us. They must be right there if they're still able to get us. There we go. So they may have fire, but those missiles are going to be basically dead. Unless they're S-300s. In which case they should send something like a Gurkin to do this mission instead. Alright. FPM. Let's see how far out are we? 15 Ks. I'm actually going to drop down here. Sam's got us again. Switching back to our attack mode. There's our dot. Okay, when I hit 5Ks, straight up, straight down, rockets away. Weapons safe for now. Alright. 8. 7. 6. 5. Up we go. Popping up. 2, 3. Got the first set of rocks. Got the second set of rocks. G's are good, G's are good. There's our target, straight in the dot. Nav's pretty good. Arming's 3, 2, and pulling off. Oh, we're gonna be cheeky and have a look, don't we? Yes, good hits. Now, over the ocean's a bit scary because there could be ships out here. Oh, come on, that was enough, wasn't it?
Springfield 1 Stingray, divert to Batumi Airport. Kobylet Air Base is out of action. Other flights may be diverted to Tbilisi.
Roger that, Stingray. So back to navigation El Mal. Now that's going to be Kobylet, but I know Batumi is just south of there, and while I'm here, I want to focus on just flying back. Oh, I'm going to jettison all my gear too. Let's have a look. Chop, chop. Now we're going to go really fast. We're totally clean. So right now we're at Mach 1 on the deck. This is something, you know, and it's steady as a rock. One thing to watch though, as we pass through transonic speeds, which we would have done a second ago, is the nose does want to pull down. Actually, there it is. If I let go of the stick, see that? That's because the center of lift has changed. Center of mass hasn't, but the way supersonic air travels is different. And so we're getting our nose pulled down. We're at Mach 1.2, which is moving pretty well, as evidenced by the F3 camera. Yes, now we're talking. So, I remember this one time flying on a server. I had a guy in a MiG-21 who made it his mission to catch me after I nailed a ground target he was protecting. And I saw him in that camera, in that mirror, the whole way back. And you could see him trying, and he just could not catch me. He should be faster, but only at altitude, not down low. This is Viggen City. The thing to watch out for is when you do Mach 1.3 or 1.2 down this low, even fairly gentle turns really do pull the G limit around. See that needle flicking around there? That's mostly turbulence. That's enough to stress the airframe if we really do it too fast. If I say try and dodge a missile or freak out, I'll snap those wings. The Viggen is strong, but she's faster than she's strong. Now that's ocean, isn't it? Let's cut back inland a little bit. I want to avoid these threats. Oh dear. You are very fast under the wires. I think it's going to be an over the wires. Yeah, see that smoke? That's the landing point at Okanchira, I think. Fuel's certainly coming down. So with the Viggen, most of the back of the plane is actually afterburner. The engine's fairly compact. So we are just pouring raw fuel into that back passage and just creating a massive fuel explosion for our afterburner. And you can almost see that needle moving. Let's look at it now, about 50%. Let's check it in 30 seconds. See? Already see it moving. So we can't stay at this speed very long, particularly without our fuel bag. Alright, powering down. We are almost clear of the bad area. I would imagine, did we say waypoint 3 was there? Back to El Mal. I reckon we're clear of the really scary stuff right now. Yeah. So now, if we're clever, we can gain some altitude and save some fuel on the way home. And hopefully, whatever tries to shoot us will light up our radar warning receiver. Okay. Now, if I was clever, I would have all the different runway codes stored in here. So right now, we're heading to runway 13, which is Coboletti, but that's been bombed. We'll have a look on the way through, actually. If that's the Ngui River, so we're pretty safe here. They've already destroyed Sanaki, and now Coboletti, it seems. But that's nice and quiet, and I'm happy with that. Or is it too quiet? See if we can't get Overlord.
Overlord, Springfield, 1-1. Request bogey dope.
Alright, now he could be on a different channel. Let's find his actual frequency. Immersion braking pause. Where are you? You're on FREC 264.
Code 4. Engaging bandit at was 313 for 80 at 6,000.
That's a bull, so that's no good to us just yet. Let's clear off these trailing bits. Alright, so Overlord. Where's the bad guys at, bro?
Overlord, Springfield, 1-1. Request bogey dope.
Okay, so I think Overlord's dead, which means we're not quite as safe as I thought we were. Well, we're about 40 k's out from Coboletti.
Code 3. Engaging bandit at was 327 for 60 at 5,000.
327 for 60. Where do we put our... So 327's about here-ish, 60. Okay, yeah, that's good. We're clear. We're almost at the bullseye, so basically that's about 50 miles north of us.
Code 4. Tally bandit at was 3-1.
Thank you for your help today. Okay. I'll show off some radar work.
Springfield 1-1. Overlord, pop-up group 306 for 110 at 2,000 hot.
Overlord, you're alive! Wonderful, now shush. Where are we? Radar gain. So... look at that. That's probably the terrain, so... See where it gets really blocky? Is where terrain is blocking the radar beam.
Springfield 2 in hot.
Really? Nope, okay. Enough of that nonsense. So, there's our runway there, apparently. Oh, look at that. Power lines. Oh. That's not good. Ammunition cooking off, do you think? Yep, we can't land there. Okay, so now I've got to find a way to get to Batumi. Now, I know it's south along the coast. If I knew the code for it... the pages aren't working anymore, or so I could just find them. Tell you what, we'll do what any Viggen pilot would have done. Pull out my phone and Google it. So we want a 90 code, don't we? Let's have a look. Airfield codes. Viggen. I should mention DCS, shouldn't I? Yes, I know it's in the kneeboard. I'm sorry, Cobbletti. We didn't protect you, did we? This may prove easier to just find it visually, but now I'm started. It's a lint. Alright. Let's try this one. Here we go. So Batumi's code, when it loads, is Batumi 9011. So that worked. I am smarter than I look and smell. Alright, let's while we're here, switch the runway out. Maybe not. Well, it's right there, so I should be able to land on it. Power back to idle. A bit quick, but... oh yes, I know where I am. So the runway is just before that river, I think. Set on some lights. I could ask for permission to land, but as you've seen in this mission, I don't talk to the AI. Yeah, there's the field coming through in anti-aliased glory. Now I gotta chop a heap of speed off to do this. I'll arm the reverser. No, turn the radar off. It's probably a lot of speed to chop all of a sudden. Luftbromms are out, which is air brakes. I bet I can do this. Good stiff jink. And the gear will be our air brake. Okay, landing PO, which is landing visual. Now the idea is to keep that fin onto the flight path marker. Done properly, that gives us a good landing angle of attack. Very lucky I'll press F3 for that external view as I touch down. So we can see just how bad that landing was. A bit slow. We've got a bit of margin, but not a whole heap. Let's be gentle with it. Bit more power. Bit of power. That is good enough for me. Now our descent rate's a bit high. I'm gonna use a bit more runway to do this. There we go. And hands off stick. I love this jet. So now the reverse is on with throttling up. And that's going to chop our speed down nicely. Reverser is on.
Batumi approach, good day, Baron 21 checking in, Jagdgeschwader 71 Richthofen, currently heading 080 at 3000 meters, request factors for approach, thank you, Baron 21.
Hey,
Baron 21 Batumi approach, good afternoon, descent to 1000 meters and come right to 090, maintain 250 knots, expect vectors for runway 13.
Baron 21, copy all.
Ah, the Germans are here, excellent.
Stingray, night 1, check it in, 8 tornadoes, here to join departure.
Night 1, Stingray. Welcome to Georgia. Maintain present course and altitude and expect further vectors to Vasiana Air Base.
Excellent. We've got help. This war was going pretty rough and tornadoes are here. Let's get them flying in. What do you reckon? Let's get a picture. Oh my god. Sorry, YouTube. There we go. Oh yeah. Doesn't that just warm the spirit? Oh, look at you beautiful things. I want the module, man. I want to fly that. Alright, well, we've landed. We didn't die. A bridge died. And... shush. And shush. So, our wingman, did he die? Could say a really sort of deep, dark, brooding Batman thing like, I work alone. But, you know, I mean, he was good enough to fly with me. But I never saw him, because he was slow. Alright. Thank you for flying with me today. I should make more of these. Any comments? Welcome. Friendly, practical, helpful, abusive. Put it down below. Catch you guys next time.